We're live, boys and lady. Welcome to the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin. It's the best hour of your day, assuming your day's, mediocre. All right, that's enough of that. Welcome back to the show, Jenny Winny. This is your third time. Yay, you're here again.
Thanks for coming.
More importantly, Danny DeVito's third time on the show.
I know.
He doesn't even know he's here.
I know, but he's just like, hey, he's just happy to be here. We have, like you said, we sunk to a new low.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Every day we redefine rock bottom here on the Eric and Rodney Show.
It's only up. It's only up from here.
One would think. Speaking of only up from here, I don't know if you've seen this, Jennifer Watkins, but we've introduced a new bit because here in the United States, every day is a day. Every day is a reason to celebrate. You know what today is?
Oh no!
I'll tell you. It's National Rum Day. Oh, rummy rum. The preferred drink of pirates. How do you feel about rum?
As if we needed a day to drink rum.
I don't like it.
I think it's great.
Good morning, Garrett. How do you feel about rum? I think rum's too sweet.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't drink it?
Well, I will drink.
I'm just making sure here. Was Eric abducted in the middle of the night?
I will drink anything that makes me feel funny. I just don't prefer to drink rum.
Okay, that makes sense.
Rum
I don't prefer it.
It's made from sugarcane, isn't it?
It's made from the rum tree.
Yeah, the rum tree.
Sure it is.
Today is the best day since yesterday, especially because we're going to get up on rum. I do like pina coladas, though. I like fake coconut flavor.
Yeah, I like pina coladas, but I just rum in general.
Yeah, a mojito. I like the idea, but in practice, not so sure.
So you don't like Captain and Coke?
Oh, I hate Captain and Coke. Here's my problem with Captain and Coke. Captain Morgan's is sweet, Coke is sweet, and as soon as you pour rum into Coke, it loses the bubbles. So what you're drinking is just a sweet, viscous goo. I don't like
what is good though is Jack and Coke.
So,
that is good.
It kills the bubbles though. Rum berries. I'll tell you the rum.
Then you know what? Then you throw in a little seltzer.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that is nice. That's
a good idea.
Robin, rum. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, not so peculiar about it. Jack and Coke also I don't like. It tastes like cigarettes.
Jack and Coke tastes like cigarettes? What kind of delightful cigarettes do you have over there?
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Eric's like, I'm gonna start.
I don't recall them tasting like that.
Oh, it's sweet and delicious. Well, kind of gross.
I don't like it either, Robin.
No. Do you smoke cigarettes, Robin? You can't.
No. I have though, and I would just compare it to that flavor.
Interesting. All right. Well, listen, Jennifer Watkins is here for a very good reason. I don't know if you guys know this. She's an international best-selling children's author. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Is that accurate? I like it. I have a question. I have a question before we get into the real news here. So two things. One, I had posted it earlier. I'll ask it secondly, but let me start with the first question. I think last time you were here, correct me if I'm wrong, your weekly Instagram show, right, was at, I could be wrong, 9,000 followers?
Last time I think it was. Yeah. Last time
Now, here's the question.
That's my Facebook follower.
Facebook. Sorry. Okay. Now, here's the question for everyone. What is it now?
I think it's at 18.3.
Oh my God. What? And hold on now. Hold on. This third question. I'm firing them off hot. It's like, I feel like Tucker right now. How long has it been since you've been here?
That's what I was going to look at.
I know. It was July 21st because I had to go back and look at the thumbnail because I don't redo them every time.
Oh, did you?
So so 5 days short of a month.
Yep.
Right. So 21 days. And I'm sorry, I was a math major. 26 days. How many days are in this month, Robin? Do we know?
30 days. Half September, April, June.
Okay. Yes.
There it is. That February.
All right. So in 26 days, you have amassed 25 days. You've doubled.
I'm at, as of the last time I checked it, let's see, I checked it a week ago. It was 18,003. So
it may be even more.
How is this happening, Jenny Winny?
I don't know.
Well, that doesn't help us.
Is that
this show had one viewer in July 24th. here on August 16th or whatever it is, we have one viewer. So
I know you have news to do, but last week, oh my gosh, y'all, I got a comment who it was so sweet. I mean, she must think that I don't know what she thinks I am, but anywho, from South Africa.
Yeah.
She goes through, she says, I mean, I'll just have to send it to y'all, but I'm looking at it. But she says, she started a small boutique. It's for a charity. And that she says, and I watch every one of your reels trying to figure out what you do.
Wow.
And then she said, I'm trying to sew some of the things that you have. And she's like, my dream and my goal is to eventually have a look similar to that of your boutique. Thank you for being such an inspiration 1,000,000 miles away. May you be blessed with abundance.
Wow.
So you're inspiring people internationally.
Is that on your website? Because that should be front and center.
Wow.
I know, but you know what? I feel like I need to ask her before I do that.
No, fuck that. What is
she
she
gonna
do?
Don't even think about it.
Comment, and it just it made my day. I told her, I said, listen, anybody has reached out to purchase something, yay, I love it. But that was something.
I know it makes you feel special, but we get a lot of those every day about the Eric and Rodney Show with Robin. We've inspired people in Asia, and
you have. I mean, I actually hear people talk about y'all. They're like, man, well,
yeah, we're everywhere.
But enough about us. We're going to get to the Jenny Winny portion of the show. But first, we have to cover the news.
Well, I actually do have one last question. Would we be able to dissect one of these videos? Because perhaps that's what we're doing wrong. We need to start doing videos. And hold on a second. Another question. Are you making the clothes? You're not making the clothes, are you? Okay. So I was like, my God, this is a whole other level of talent.
Let me tell you this. Last week, we had a piece that we've had, and it's like, it won't sell. It just wouldn't sell. And I'm like, you know why? I tell you why. Because it needs to be cut up the front.
Yes.
I cut it up the front.
Sold.
Yep. Got one left.
You're a genius. You are a
That's
genius.
very smart.
And listen,
I did it on the reel. I said, watch everybody. And then I cut it. And they were like, oh, I would love to have that.
And how many times are you doing the reel? Once a week?
Once a week.
Once a week. But like last night, it's like I do them every Tuesday, and I get home and I posted like 5 reels. And then this morning I've probably got, I still don't have a website yet.
Right. That's a problem.
It is a problem, but I've got like 8 orders already.
Not a problem, though.
No,
imagine how many orders you would have if you had a website, though.
Imagine if you had a website that did everything.
All right, listen, we're going to get to this.
Right,
we have a format.
I was just thinking.
I'm sorry. He asked.
No, I know.
I got excited. I was very excited.
We
don't know too many famous people around here.
Well, I'm not famous. And the reels are nothing to dissect. I'm going to tell you, Rodney. It just happened to happen. You know what I'm saying?
18,000 followers. You are famous. You're like Jake Paul or Mr.
Before we get into the
Chris Bogue said it best. Video works.
He did. He was on our show like way back. And I mean, I told him, I was like, he's right. He's not.
He was on our show when we had half a viewer.
Yeah. Wait a second. He was on your show? He's a show slut? He just does anybody's show? I thought we were special. No?
No, he was the only person I told Daniel when we first started, I said, please get him on the show. He's so funny. He makes me laugh.
He is funny. He's really funny.
And he's not afraid to do anything stupid.
No.
Play the flute, whatever it is.
The truth.
He has an electric flute. I love it.
He's like, I'm like, oh, I love him. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, Robin, I'm sorry. Did you have one more thing before we cover the news?
Oh yeah, I just wanted to pitch Jenny's boutique. Is anything you're wearing today available on your boutique?
No.
That is a very.
This used to be, but I mean, it's vintage, like Rodney's t-shirt.
Yeah, this is vintage.
This is vintage A boutique. Yeah.
This is really some stuff.
I like your sleeves. Okay, what do we got in the news?
Okay, so if this doesn't upset you about the unfairness of biological men and women's sports, I don't really know what will. So there's a trans athlete, again, who recently scored 600 kilograms in the Canadian National Powerlifting meet. This is more than 200 kilograms over second place. And surprise, surprise, it's also the unofficial world record for women. So women's sports just going down the shitter. The guy's even mocking the competition, saying, we all know that I'm a transsexual freak, so that doesn't really count.
Yes. Okay. But real quick, before we move on, I don't know why Fox News would do kilograms. Nobody knows what the fuck that is. So I translated it for Americans. His total score was 1,317 pounds, which was more than 440 pounds more than second place. 440 pounds. Look at this.
Pretty fucking bad.
This is him, her,
her, Rodney. Be careful.
Yeah, easy.
But wait, hold on a second, because I was half out of it. So this was a dude, and that's now a female. Is that what I'm hearing?
This is a male to female transition, and now she is dominating the sport of powerlifting. Somehow. I don't understand. Jenny,
I mean, I have a couple of ideas. Why?
Okay. Why do you think that is?
I mean, if I had to guess, they look pretty strong. I mean, they look like they could pick me and you up for sure. I don't know if they could. So wait, so I understand. So this person lifted 1,000 pounds. Is that what I'm hearing?
1,317, which is more than 440.
That's a lot of pounds.
But it's a total of like her deadlift, bench, and
okay. Squat. I thought you meant at one time. I was like, Mike, I didn't even know if that's Paul. Ronnie Coleman, and he's probably, wheeled himself up there to see what's going on, because that sounds incredible.
You mean Ronette Coleman? I don't know if you've heard. He's coming out of retirement. He's going to start competing against the chicks.
Yikes! Right.
All right, Jenny, how do you feel about male trans athletes competing against the ladies?
I don't really have anything to say. I'm not like y'all. I don't.
You know what I think? This is what
I just think that it's like but aside from everything being whatever, it's an unfair advantage. You know what I mean? It's an unfair advantage. I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know. It's like, back in the day when I was a personal trainer and we would get up on top of the roof deck and we would race, the guys they're going to beat me. The fast guy is going to beat me every single time, so.
That's what me and Eric used to always say. The fast guy's going to beat us.
Lo and behold, they did. This is my own thing.
Guys.
I think sports need storylines. Like, nobody gave a shit about biking before Lance Armstrong and the doping scandal and the cancer, and nobody cared about golf, really. Well, kind of. But Tiger Woods being black was a huge thing. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, Brady versus Manning, the 03-04 Red Sox. That was great. Jake Paul boxing. Like, sports need a storyline. And I would never watch powerlifting unless they advertised that a trans lady was going to dominate the rest of them, like Billy Madison. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what he looks like. This is him.
You know what you never see, though, is you never see a woman be like, I want to join the NBA.
Never.
Right? Or you never see it. Yeah, it's just really.
This is very true.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got to start using the Del Taco
fair
system.
measurement.
The Del Taco, yeah, because we don't embrace the metric system, but we can wrap our head around.
We need the Del Taco system, the DTS.
Would you like if they advertised and televised events where trans athletes were playing against non-trans? I think I'd watch. I'd tune in once.
It's just sad.
Here's what I think. I have a better idea. Trans versus trans.
I know. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes. You could say, well, you can't say it's like the Special Olympics, but like not the Special Olympics. I'm just saying they get their own thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Specialized.
The specialized Olympics. That's very good. Because separate but equal has worked out in this country before. There's a precedent. I'm sure it would be fine. Jenny really doesn't want to comment on this. You're a woman. You can say it's like a lot of these
it's like, it's so funny. I'm just going to be transparent here because.
Transparent.
There we go.
Get it right. Get it right.
I text the average dude this morning and I said, listen, you know what? I'm pretty easygoing, comfortable. I said, it's just, you never know what they're going to say.
I know. It's crazy.
Me and Eric or Robin.
It's like I thought I'd just put this up for like no comment.
No. Listen, you don't get one viewer every day being predictable. We got to be fucking off the cuff.
Yeah, I never know when y'all start.
We run this show like Joe Biden does his daily schedule. You never know, right? Might be in the bathroom, might not happen in the bathroom. Don't even know.
And then Robin, I've noticed, and this is just motherly of me. You started cursing more, hanging around with these two.
We're bad influences.
Mainly Eric.
Yeah.
He started to wear those Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
Have you ever seen? Yeah, he has. Have you ever seen that movie Bad Influence with Rob Lowe and James Spader? This guy's James Spader.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
They were bad dudes. Bad dudes.
So you're going to be transparent. Did you have an opinion on this? Were you going to go?
No. That was my transparency, is that I told Daniel that I was like, the only thing that I get nervous about, I'm not nervous about being on the show. I said, is I know that they talk about things that I'm.
Here's an easier question. What do you think of Daniel's new haircut? I love it.
Oh, I love it.
It's good, right?
So sexy. Right.
It looks good. And like you said, Robin, he never tells me when he's coming on here. I told him, I said, you did.
Well, he's always last minute. He's a filler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just like, what? And then, but I did hear Robin. You said, is that a faux hawk? And it is kind of like a faux hawk.
It's the Rodney Steele, actually.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
All right, Jenny, can you make one comment about this?
Well, you said something a minute ago. You said, would I tune in to watch transgender versus, but they're not going to.
TSPN. Would you tune into TSPN?
Yes. I mean, it's like, why is that being? I don't know. So I don't know.
Well, listen,
I think it's an unfair advantage. I really do, because
of course it's an unfair advantage. I mean, oh my God, the lady is gigantic.
Yeah,
so it's not fair. Plus, here's the other thing about if they did trans versus non-trans, nobody watches female sports. They just don't. Like the ratings, we need something. We need a storyline.
Females don't watch it. We just don't.
Oh yeah, like everybody got upset about Brittany what's her face in Russia, but like nobody watches the WNBA. So
you got to post that comment right there. Thank you, Garrett, because it's like that. My mama told me not to run.
Yeah, it is.
Ever. You run it, and on here it's like you're running like this with a mini.
Yeah,
well, it's going to get worse. So what's the next story?
Why can't y'all stories be like, guess what? They just released a blah, 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 blah. But it's always so scary. It's like.
Right, listen, you talk to the news media. All we're doing is reacting to what's out there. We don't write the stories.
And I got to be honest with you, I don't know if you heard or not, but America listens to Fox.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right. Okay. Jenny, guess what?
Oh, good.
We're on the topic of transsexual politics.
Yeah, more trans stuff.
What a nice transition.
I know.
But this time it's about the fact that kids are now identifying as minotaurs. I mean, it doesn't mean that they're half man, half bull. Hold
on a second. What kind of sex is minotaurs? That's a new one. I've never heard that one.
Don't you worry. There's an explanation.
Yeah. Okay, so it's part of a new gender evolution called gender hybrids. So
you guys made this up. Is this real?
No, it's
real.
Very real.
Oh my God, gender hybrids. What the hell is this? Other on the bottom. What does that mean? You're a goat?
Shouldn't a gender Prius be half
horse
girl,
legs?
half car, half electric?
Yeah, exactly.
My favorite one is gender by location. At home,
yes,
be a boy,
at
but
grandma's house.
A girl.
Somebody needs to investigate grandma. What the fuck is she doing?
Is that grandma?
This is the woman who's introduced a whole bunch of the words that we use. Non-binary, for example, a couple other ones I don't care about. But yeah, this is the lady, man. She's just pushing the agenda.
Now, maybe I'm asking a stupid question, but here's two I don't know. What is gender expansive?
Tours and woman tours. Yeah, what's it going to be? Manitor. Go ahead. What?
What's a gender expansive and what is gender fluid? I'm not being funny. I don't even know what that means.
I think the gender fluid is that, and I'm not sure, but I think that it depends on like how you feel when like you wake up. Like today,
exactly.
Today I'm a pretty lady. Tomorrow I'm going to be a lumberjack. Yeah.
Today I woke up.
I see. Okay. All right. That makes sense.
What?
Okay. All right.
One on top, other on the bottom. That seems.
So you could be like woman on top, male at the bottom, or vice versa.
But why is that a minotaur? Wouldn't that be a half and half?
Minotaur half animal, half man?
Yeah, he has horse legs. Yes, or
yes,
she.
So just,
well, I assume a minotaur is a man because it's a minotaur, but otherwise it would be a woman-taur, like Garrett said, or women-tour, or however you say it.
Here's this chick's problem.
Cross-dresser?
I don't. Is that? Are we allowed to?
Here's an even different question.
God.
Does this lady have a real job?
Yes, it's starting and spreading shit like this. She's a professor somewhere. But here's what I want to. She's doing children a disservice because you got to tell your kid, if your kid comes to you and goes, listen, I'm a fucking Prius or I'm a Minotaur, you got to go, listen, you can be that, but there's only two things you're going to turn out to be. And that's either a furry or an incel, right? There's only one direction. Well, there's two directions.
Two.
You know what I'm saying, though? If you allow your child to go to school and say they're prancing around saying they're a Prius, this is the future. And I don't think it's the future you want for your children.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I would be, if someone said I was a Prius, I would be like, why Toyota? Why not be a Honda Accord or a Civic or?
Yeah, does it make you Japanese as well? It's
yeah, I don't understand. None of it makes any sense to me.
None of this makes any sense. So Jenny, in the article, this woman says that the trans movement is an expansion on the 60s feminist movement. Do you feel, as a woman, do you feel like this is an expansion on the cause that you so proudly championed, or your people did?
My people.
Your folk.
I think that this is really just something completely different. I mean, I mean, that's just, you know, I'm also not, you know, I guess a feminist, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, I don't know.
But you are a business owner, right? Yeah. Like that's a feminist sort of thingy. Yeah. Right? You weren't allowed to do that 100 years ago. We'd have to beat you with a stick.
Well, I don't know that you weren't allowed. Well, I guess you weren't allowed. Huh.
No, listen, we let you. You're welcome, by the way. I don't feel like you ever thanked me for your.
Did you thank Robin?
The patriarchy.
It's like really something different, and it seems that like every day it is taking on new form. I mean, just you showing that, it's like I can't even understand what's going to happen tomorrow.
Exactly, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, and then for kids though, how are they supposed to? I mean, I know you don't like this person, so I'm not going to say his name because you blasted me one time when I put it in a comment. But one time he said, "Don't."
Oh, you're going to say Ben Shapiro?
Maybe not. I might not. But you know, that's confused. I mean, it's. He said, "I'm not going to lie to my kid. I'm not going to lie to him and say, okay, Eric is a woman."
I'm a very pretty woman.
Wait, is that guy? Hold on, Ben Shapiro. That's the guy from Ferris Bueller.
No, that's a guy crying about the Barbie movie every day. A grown adult crying about a movie made for children.
But wait, who is that old man that does the commercials? Then I thought that was Ben Shapiro.
No,
that's Ben Stein.
Oh, that's sorry.
Sorry, because I was like, who the hell cares what that guy's saying? He's a nerd. Okay, sorry.
Not every Jewish guy named Ben is the same. Right. Yes, I believe people should do what they want to, but here's my only fear is I'm going to go on their show one day and not address the Minotaur the right way, and people are going to get mad at me. I don't give a shit what they do, but like when they get mad at us not using the right words when there's no ill intent, and then they just keep adding on vocabulary, I'm going to fuck up. I'm just going to. It's not on purpose.
It's also horrible if you like assume. So you just can't be right.
Right. And
here's what you both are missing is you just have to say, if they say, well, you've offended me, and say, I don't identify as someone that could offend another.
Right. I will say this about furries. At least they're very honest about what they are. Like I would not misidentify a furry. So they got that going for you. Here's the other thing she said real quick on this. She goes, it's humbling to know that children know more about us than the topic of being gender expansive. But here's the thing. Children are idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. You're just validating because it gets you in the news. You know what I mean? Like you pay attention to the shit your kids say. They're lunatics. Stop it.
Of course.
Stop talking.
I mean, if I was 6 years old again and someone told me I could be a Minotaur, I'd be a Minotaur just because it sounds cool.
I don't know if I would be. I was never really into the Minotaurs. I would have been something else, though, baseball player or something.
I wanted to be.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, right? I think we all. Here's the difficult part. Regardless of what you identify as, at the end of the day, we're all taxpayers. So there it is. That's the sad part, right?
You're such a capitalist.
I'm not. This is not one way or the other, but it's like a child's not coming up with that in their minds.
No.
They're not coming up with, at grandma, I want to be a girl. That's not something that's introduced into their minds by themselves.
I agree.
You mean Kevin Wayne don't want to be a boy at grandma's and a girl at grandma's and a boy at papa's?
Right. This is weirdo adults playing into weirdo kid shit, and I don't like it. Strange.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to move on to the next story? I think it might be
Yeah. Transition us to another story.
I promise you, Jenny, this story is a breath of fresh air.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's about revenge porn. Apparently,
apparently
it seems to be rampant. Okay, so revenge porn, for context, is when one party, after they break up, they talk about they upload videos or nudes of the other person online, which is a very scummy thing to do. But a Texas jury recently awarded a woman $1.2 billion after she fell victim to it.
With a B?
With a B.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: 1.2 billion is a stupid amount of money because this kid's not going to be able to pay 1.2 billion dollars, right? But the other thing is, I don't think it's enough because he's doing us all a huge disservice. What he's doing is discouraging women from sending nudes, which is one of the worst things you could possibly do.
Now, hold on a second. Hold on. So I misunderstood. A boy did this? A man, not a company?
No, a boy did this. Yes, a man.
And where's this story from? What country? Texas?
Yeah.
What idiot? Do they think some kid's got a 1.2 billion? Who's on drugs here?
I mean, the amount of money's dumb, but what they're trying to do is set a precedent. And
Right. They're trying to say, hey, you know what? You do this. This is what.
Right. Here's the thing. If I understand it correctly, if he ends up having to owe that, he's never going to hank a nickel in his life. They'll just take everybody that dollar he makes. 1.2 billion.
Yeah, it's a stupid.
Well, they can file it. He can win that, but they have to actually go and file to get that money. Like, it's like it's just out there as a judgment unless they go in there and say, okay, I
think they probably would.
Well, probably.
I will say this though, too. Like, yeah, right. But sometimes breakups are very difficult and people react in different ways. So I was thinking too, if Robin ever breaks up with me, then I'm going to expose the world to his feet pictures. And I already have the website ready to go. So this is.
I love it.
So, Robin, easy.
Right? I love it.
It's good, right?
You look very as long as I get some of the royalties, I'll
give you a little bit of that scratch.
Well, you got to put out some content. We need.
I know we need a lot more.
You want some content right now? I can
no. We're okay. Don't you worry.
We don't need ratings that bad.
We're not the fans here.
And you know what? This is back to the news. Okay.
All right. Yep.
Is that I never hate someone that much that I would do that. You know what I mean? It's like I had a bad divorce, but I would still not do something like that.
Yeah. You gotta read this quote too that he said to this chick. Oh, hold on. I gotta talk amongst yourselves for a second because he said some real fucked up shit too. He's a bad person.
I just don't understand everybody's fascination with making, like, if he had any intelligence, right, he would have gone the Kim K route. He'd have called the girl and be like, listen, we're gonna be famous.
Mm-hmm. So he said this. He goes, at one point, the defendant allegedly sent the woman a message saying, you will spend the rest of your life trying and failing to wipe yourself off the internet. Everyone you ever meet will hear the story and go looking. Happy hunting. Like, he's a real piece of shit, right?
How long did they date for?
A month.
2 weeks.
A month?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Well, these days, yes, you couldn't say, oh, no, that's my AI boobs, which is fine, I guess, right?
That's not me.
It's not me.
Or in the words of Shaggy.
National
He's always a good treasure. He's a treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's a national treasure.
He's a national enjoyment. I don't know if he's a treasure. A treasure is pretty special.
I agree. I don't think he's a treasure.
Rarefied air.
Did you know he was a United States Marine, Shaggy, before he got onto music? Right. So I still don't think it makes him a treasure. I'm just saying he's
a national enjoyment.
He's a national enjoyment.
It's a tier below.
It's a tier below. That's right. All right. You got anything else on revenge porn? I just think George Washington is rolling around in his grave that the country he invented, you can't send nudes anymore without being subject to revenge porn. It's sad.
It's very bizarre, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The only states that don't have anti-revenge porn laws apparently are South Carolina and Massachusetts.
So
why are you guys pro revenge porn?
I'm gonna send out a lot of revenge.
I can't even believe that this is a topic.
Revenge porn?
I mean, no, I know it's a topic, but that there's a law. I mean, this is just, you know what I mean? It's just so dumb.
Yeah. I like that Congress people are sitting around.
It has to be young people. No offense, Robin.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be young people.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. My grandfather never sent around my grandmother's nudes. I will say that.
Yeah, that's not common.
By telegram, by carrier pigeon. Just naked pigeon.
They're like, what is this you sent 3 weeks ago?
Is that grandma? Fucking weird. All right, what do we got next?
This is kind of old news, but so it's gotten so bad that so if you're in San Francisco, the Golden City has completely and utterly collapsed because of failed politics, radical politicians, and public corruption. So if you're planning a trip to the Golden City, think again, because employers are telling their employees, instructing rather, not to drive to work because it's that hazardous.
Yeah. Look at the streets of San Francisco. Ain't they pretty? Mm-hmm. Now, okay, so this was a Fox News story. So because I'm a professional,
look at the syringes.
Oh yeah. Well,
someone has diabetes.
He needs his insulin. So because I'm a professional journalist now, I read the counterpoint to this story. So CNN read an article and they talked to a local nonprofit news reporter. who said essentially that San Francisco's fine. All the problems they have are not any different than any other major metropolitan city. He said, yes, brick and mortar stores are closing, but brick and mortar stores are closing across the country. He said, yes, office buildings are closed, but office buildings are closed everywhere. So now I don't know what to think.
Delusional.
Well, that video I sent in last week, remember our Instagram?
The bum fights? Yeah.
That was in San Francisco, wasn't it?
Oh.
But are bums not fighting everywhere? And here's the other thing. If you're going to be homeless, wouldn't you like to be homeless in San Francisco? Weather's nice.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I feel like in New York, right? In New York, there's not a lot of bum fighting because people just don't have time for it.
No, they get places to be, the bums in New York.
Well, it's just like in general, like no one has time for any of your foolishness, right? Don't even come around. You know what I mean? Like I have to get to work. I don't have time to work. You know, kill each other while I'm employing. You know what I mean? I can't be involved.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever been to San Francisco?
Yes,
I have. Yes,
I went for a wedding, but it was nice when I went. So
I didn't see any bums fighting either. Well, Jenny, have you been?
Yeah, I went once, but I mean, you know.
Did you see any bums?
Was there any bums fighting?
No. Isn't there a section called the Tenderloin? Isn't that what it's called?
Is that where the bums do the fighting?
Well, I don't know.
Is that where the bum fights go down?
But they say that is the neighborhood that probably was lacking, and it's called the Tenderloin because that was like a high grade of meat that they were so excited to get.
Yeah.
I will tell you something as a side thought. We were my dad has a business, and so he was in a big convention out there. Anyway, we went out there and with him, and it was a double-decker bus, you know, and so we're on there. Dad is getting older. But he wasn't that old. I mean, he was in his late 60s. Okay, fine.
Is he old enough to have never sent nudes?
Oh my gosh, we don't speak of my my dad. That's my daddy.
Not Paul.
No, that wasn't a no, by the way. But continue.
I you know, it's like
Go on.
I had a big, huge bag I was carrying. Dad was sitting with Mom. We're up on the top. Okay, we'd gone over the bridge. We'd looked at everything.
Yeah.
Dad's like, Diane. This is what my mom. I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay, I gotta go. Gotta go. So it's one of these things where it stops. You get off. You can get back on. Whatever. Well, it stopped. I'm like, go, Dad, go. He gets up, but the bus starts back. You know what I mean? And he's already in his mind, kind of like,
oh shit,
I'm going. So this is a little selling point for something that I have at the boutique.
Garrett loves the sign. Go ahead.
I said, Mom.
Yep.
I said, she said, what do I do? I said, you have a small bag. I have a big bag. You empty your bag into my bag. Empty it. She said, I'm not giving up my purse. I said, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. She dumped her bag into my bag. I said, I'll cause a distraction.
What did you do?
I was like, oh my goodness, what is that over there? It was like a Gap, the Gap store. You know, everybody's looking over there. Dad did what he had to do.
Is this a number one or number two?
Oh my Lord, number one.
Okay.
And then when we get off, my brother's like, what's going on? And I was like, and Dad goes over and throws Mom's purse in the garbage.
Oh, Jesus. So what do you sell at the store? Portable?
No, it was a little crossbody purse. It was about this big.
Your father couldn't hold it for any longer?
No.
This ties in beautifully to our next story, by the way.
It really.
No, I don't want to ever say anything that ties in beautifully with the story.
Yes, sir.
Honestly,
this is a breath of fresh air. Revenge porn.
I say this a lot, like as an atheist, sometimes shit like this happens, and I go, maybe there is a God. Because there is no better segue than what you just did for this.
I really hate my life right now. Okay.
I don't even know.
We're on the same way.
I don't read them.
Unfucking believable. Honestly, it's one of the craziest.
It's kismet.
Throw up.
Yeah. Is number 3 a shart? Maybe when you know what I'm saying? When you gamble on heart and lose. Puke is number 3.
I puked in a Happy Meal box one time, and that doesn't hold. I'll tell you that. Going down the road, it disintegrates the cardboard.
I puked in a blender once in college because I couldn't find anything else. Ironically, I just made drinks in that blender too. But a vessel's a vessel.
Nice.
That's right.
Do we have anything else in San Francisco? Oh, I think. Here. I get a solution for San Francisco. There's a lot of empty buildings, right? There's a lot of people who aren't in buildings, the homeless. What if we put the people that aren't in buildings into the empty buildings?
That's a great idea. And I also was thinking we could add some pickleball courts.
We could combine all our things.
So you have.
Why don't they just monetize the bum fights?
Oh shit! Robin, thank you for bringing that up because I thought about this, but I got distracted by Jenny's father pissing in a bag.
I'm sorry. That's a good story, though.
It's okay, Jay. We're going to get back to that.
Okay, they did monetize. You were too young because you were born in 1997 or whatever the fuck. But in the late 90s, early 2000s, if you were awake at 3 a.m., they advertised 3 things. Girls Gone Wild. Phenomenal, right? Great DVDs. Mm-hmm. Then they advertised Steve O's from Jackasses, his dark web shit where he would staple his ball sack to his leg with a staple gun. The other thing they would advertise, bum fights. So you could get a bum fight DVD, and they were tremendous. Mm-hmm. So they did monetize. Nice.
And ringtones.
Yes, drinks were served for that blender after I puked in it. I cleaned it, okay-ish. Mm-hmm. Actually, Kevin cleaned it. I'm sure it was fine. But monetizing bum fights, just get your cell phone. Huh? Sell that shit.
They had the guy on from bum fights to Dr. Phil one time, and he actually showed up looking like Dr. Phil. Dressed as like Dr. Phil, and he really did. And Dr. Phil got really upset about it, kicked him off the show.
See, the late 90s, early 2000s were the best time to be alive.
Wild times.
Wild times. Okay, what do we got next? Oh, this perfect segue. Nothing has ever been better in my life.
So the next one is actually going to make you Americans feel privileged in a way that you've never even thought was a privilege. It's so bad in India that most people can't even do number 1 and number 2 because it's so much of a health hazard. And there's if you're unaware, there's a caste system in India where the lower castes are not allowed to use like public toilets, so they just poo and pee everywhere. So 100,000 people in India die every year because no access to toilets.
Hold on a second. I'm so confused. So if you're a lower caste system, you can't use the public toilets?
Correct.
That's true.
So then wouldn't everybody be dying from that?
Well, no, you would think, but this article is fascinating. So let me just jump ahead. This guy invented essentially toilets that everybody can use. Okay. The reason why people weren't dying is because the lowest caste is called the untouchables. So you don't touch them. They don't exist. So what happened was this guy he lived in privilege. A woman came to the door one day to deliver groceries. Turns out she was an untouchable. His mother would sprinkle water. I guess that like cleanses the air because an untouchable had been, and he was curious. He's like, what the fuck? She looks like everybody else. Why can't I, interact with her? She comes back again. He's a curious child. He touches the untouchable. The grandmother says they should throw him out of the house. He's 7 years old at this time. The mother goes, no, we can't throw him out. He's just a kid. So what they did is they made him eat cow shit and drink cow urine because cows are sacred to cleanse him because he touched an untouchable. Just in case you didn't think the story was bad shit. So what this guy does is he's the Johnny Appleseed of toilets. He's the Johnny Appleseed of shitters. He just went around, he invented this. And now so now it costs $1 to take a piss. It's $2 to take a shit.
It really costs?
Yep. Well, a rupee. I'm sorry, not $1. Whatever. I don't know if it's 10 cents.
Where does the I see. So you sit on that thing and the other one is okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's a whole
lot of privacy.
Not a lot of privacy.
Yeah, but not a lot of.
But there's 1.5 million of these now in India, and now the lower castes can take shits.
And this guy's name's Johnny Shitpot. Is that right?
Was that a stack of books on the corner?
Well, you got to read.
I think those are stones for wiping. Where's the wiping apparatus?
Oh boy. Okay.
It's called left hand.
Oh.
Well, that's the other thing too. They do wipe their asses with their hands, or they did at some point. Listen, I'm not. Robin.
No, they still do. Okay. I was born in India. They still do. That's why you never shake a person with your left hand because the left hand is known for being, tissue paper.
Johnny Crappleseed. That's it.
Johnny Crappleseed. May Johnny Crappleseed rest in peace.
Eric, they need our. They need us. They need our unionization of the bathroom attendants union.
The freelance bathroom attendants.
Freelance bathroom attendants.
I like that Sergio's hung up on their rum drinking. Now listen, I got to be pretty fucked up on rum to use one of those. Bring your own TP. Mm-hmm. Look at this. Oh my God.
So the untouchables can use this.
Here's the other problem. Part of why they're so untouchable is because not only do they wipe their asses with their left hands, but part of their job was to be cleaning up the shit in public toilets, which were not this fancy, with their hands. So you really didn't want to touch an untouchable. Now?
That's true.
Yep.
How many untouchables are there?
I think it's the most common. Yeah, it's the most common caste. So it's quite sad in India because
so you're saying millions of them.
Yeah. And like if you're born into the untouchables caste, there's no way in this lifetime that you're able to go up the caste system. It's just like sacred tradition.
Well, here's a question I have, because I'm so confused by all of this. What would me and Eric be? The kings?
Ooh, we might be kings.
Untouchables?
I'm not using one of these fucking things. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Like what do you? What happens if you're like a foreigner, like from America? What happens to you?
Then I guess caste system doesn't apply to you. But if you're local Indian, the highest class you can be is the Brahmin.
I feel like a Brahmin.
Yeah.
So then my question would be is why don't we move here? Here's my question. Let's move to India and create a cult / religion for the untouchables.
Right.
And let's just take over India.
Yeah.
You could.
Also,
I'm serious.
I think this design is fine, but have they seen porta potties? Like those are good too, right? I don't think you have to.
I got to tell you though, the porta potties I use though, I got to tell you, it gets really hot in there with this plastic.
And it's hot. And heat does not do well for smell.
Like here, I feel like if you're, you're hanging in the wind, dropping a deuce, you know what I mean? You can really.
What?
You can just really enjoy yourself. You know what I mean?
It looks like a great lot of fun right there.
This is a lot. This is a very public shitting. Like I don't like when the slats are too far apart, but this is just everybody's having a good time together. You know.
That's true.
What does that
I've
say?
had to use one of these.
What did it say?
You're doing Battleship.
Pits lined with burnt clay rings. I don't know why that would.
Capacity 3 years, users 10.
Okay.
Users 10. What is that?
I just want to say one more thing about Johnny Crappleseed. He had a quote in this that said he loves this work more than his own children. So he was really dedicated to his cause, and I think that's admirable. So may he rest in peace.
You know what? Johnny gives a shit. That's what I care about.
Johnny
passionate about poops.
Wow. Great pun. He gives a shit.
I think the point is we learn a lot on this show. Don't you feel like you're more culturally diverse than you were?
I feel better for it
than I was 10 minutes ago. I did.
Yeah, exactly. We're learned. We're
because, my Facebook followers just dropped like 1,000.
We'll get them back.
I do not support the content of this show.
No, listen, we're gonna turn this ship around. Okay, so international.
We're gonna turn this shit around.
Enough of this shit. Jenny, you want to tell us about what'd you do? You wrote a book.
I did, and I didn't know if I had mentioned that before.
Wait, hold on a second. You wrote a book? I didn't know this. No, I've never heard about it.
Yeah, so
tell us.
It has
what
to
is
do,
it about?
It's actually a children's book. And it's has to go back to the homeschooled child that Eric
did you homeschool?
It's about homeschool children.
Interesting.
You didn't know that? No. Well, actually, my daughter Maggie, she turns 20 this week. But she very anxious kid.
Yep.
Went to elementary school, great, perfect. But at 6th grade, when she was supposed to start middle school, she was just like, Mom, I can't. She's just, and she was already in therapy, and, it was just an ongoing thing. And so I said, I'm going to homeschool her. Well, she asked me to homeschool her. So I did. I set it up at my boutique, set it up in the back. Okay, great. So she's been going to therapy sometimes once, twice a week. And the therapist says she has got severe OCD, and she, and I have it somewhat, is more under control, but my dad has it somewhat, and I don't mean OCD like, ooh, this has to be perfect. It's more like checking the door, make sure it's locked. Hey, is everything turned off?
You're driving and you're like, did I turn the stove off?
Oh,
let me just check. Let me turn around and just make sure. I don't want to burn the house down.
That was
wait,
me.
I didn't use the stove.
I didn't even, I'm like, I don't even cook. And I'm like, did I iron? No, but I'd always have to touch the eyes of the stove when I was a kid.
Wait a sec. With an accent like that, you're not making sweet tea and biscuits and gravy and grits and shit? No?
Oh, man.
They
lied to us about Southern women.
Okay, do y'all have Bojangles up there where you're at?
Oh, yeah. That's the only way you get biscuits here.
That's right. Dirty rice. I bet Eric's never had any of that dirty rice.
Oh, listen, I live in the South. My rice is filthy. Robin's never had dirty rice.
That's why they don't have it in India.
No, do not eat the dirty rice in India.
It's a whole different meaning.
Yeah. Oh, now you okay.
That's
now you're implicated in all of this, pretending like you don't love it.
Oh, I don't. It's despicable. But anyway,
they said they're mixing the dirty rice with their left.
We didn't feed those words to you, Jenny. That was your own volition.
The writers didn't write those lines, Jenny.
I like how she's like, Robin, you cuss more now that you're talking to Eric, and now you're, now you're talking about shit rice. So welcome to the show. Okay, go ahead.
Is that rice different than jasmine rice?
It's a little bit.
Right. So this is a different version of wild rice.
Yes.
Who is this now? This guy ate some wild rice?
This is the book.
This is the book.
Oh, I like it. Who's Otis?
Otis. So anyway, I was homeschooling her, and one day I'm just busy at the boutique, and so I didn't have like lesson plans or whatever,
Yeah,
and
self-censor. Hold up your own sign when you're talking about shit rice.
Okay, I'm so sorry. All I said was stir with your left hand. That's all I said.
That's not what I heard. I heard you saying that all of India eats stinky rice.
Stinky rice.
I don't like this anymore. Rodney, etu?
I'm just messing. What's going on with Otis here? He's a handsome devil.
Man.
Well, anyway.
I like that you just quoted Shakespeare. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one day I said, Maggie, just draw a picture. Draw a picture of what OCD looks like to you. I don't have a homeschool assignment. So she drew Otis Chung Daniel. That was it on the, the little creature there. Mango stick.
That's my favorite dessert. Oh, mango stinky rice.
Now at Trader Joe's.
Oh my gosh.
We need to move on.
I have funny things to say, but I'm not going to.
Now hold on a second. Hold on. And I need to get down to business now. All right. So hold on. So Maggie drew Otis Chung Daniel, OCD here, right? And then who in the hell made him? You did? She did?
No, I had it sent.
This is some real stuff.
I had it sent into Crayola. Okay.
Crayola.
Crayola. You can take your kids.
The crayon people.
Yeah. The crayon. See, this is Otis.
Hold on a second. So she drew this picture, and then you sent it to Crayola. They liked it so much they started mass producing.
No.
Animals.
Nope. No.
Wow.
I just did this.
Let her get a story.
Okay. Now look.
Okay.
See. So this was actually the original drawing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then I said, okay, I'm gonna send it. So then that's how we started talking about OCD. Aside from the book, whatever. So I said, like I would say, Maggie, I'm not talking to Otis anymore today. Or she would say, Mom, Otis was really bothering me. And it was a way that we started talking about it.
I see.
She's kind of like, I love you. I love you. That has to be the last thing she says. We'd be in the car. If we're singing a song, it's like, or I ask her a question, hey, what do you want from Starbucks? And she says it. She'll go, and I love you. So that'll be the last thing. Just in case I die, that's the last thing she ever said.
I don't think that's terrible.
That's what we say to each other on the show when we sign off, just in case we don't make it here.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I'm sure. Just in case we don't live tomorrow. I love
We don't say love. We say F-O.
And
I think that's cute. I like
fast forward.
It is.
I said this would be a good kids book. Okay. I said I think that because now we've made it like it's something aside from Maggie. It's not Maggie. It's Otis. And I had a customer come in who was actually in publishing, and I talked to her about it. She said, "Oh, I think that would be great." And so she had an illustrator who I wrote the whole. It's really just a day in the life of me and Maggie, to be honest. I mean, like one of our days. And then I sent Otis to be mass produced.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're famous.
Yeah.
So you sell it with the dog. What you sell the Otis with the book? Is that how it goes?
Well, see, and the thing is, we launched, or like it, came out January 2020, and it was like yes. So we started doing all these like conferences and for counselors and this and that, and then they had us do a speaking thing, and it was really, I mean, those 3 months, it was just like boom, 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 and go, and then
COVID.
Yeah.
So I've kind of like put it to the side. You have a
website for it?
I do.
She does.
Yeah.
She has a website for this, but not the boutique. Someone said,
I don't understand. I'm so confused.
That's not funny, but look. Yeah.
Let's see.
It's just a cute book,
It is very cute. I think it's adorable. I like it. I think it's very clever.
Maggie's on the back, and it tells the story about how she just, and then, so we've been interviewed on a couple of little news shows and stuff like that. Otis does not look like Rodney. He's got the mohawk.
He's a very handsome devil. I did not know we could send our drawings into Crayola.
I know, that's crazy.
Oh, your kid's drawings? Yeah, it's yeah.
You know what? I think Otis on the next reiteration should have pockets.
Yeah.
And you could say that you could put your worries in his pocket.
Yep.
Doesn't he have like 2 pockets on the side?
He does,
Or
but
what
they're
are
not
those?
functional.
I don't think she even intended that to be pockets, but
Oh, sorry. Well, if
Like,
it's not,
maybe
but
this
you
one's
could say you could put your worries in his pockets.
that's a good idea.
Can I ask you this though? So you can turn any drawing into a plush? All right, because there's not a lot of pictures of my grandmother when she was younger, but my grandfather would draw nudes of her. Do you think I could put one of those pencil drawings of my grandmother
Garrett, help me here.
and have them do
Hey, absolutely, you could.
I could get a plush nude of grandma.
Draw me like one of your French girls, Jim.
Exactly.
I thought we lost Robin.
I'm here.
He's just like, I can't believe this. I can't.
No, it's good.
But
so-
anyway, so it's like I'm trying to now that she's older.
How old is she now? 20?
She's about to turn 20, and I just thought, hey, you know what? Maybe she needs to start getting behind it again. I sent it out to. I have someone who actually found me from my reels.
Nice.
I sent her a book. And she must be in marketing or something because she's like, how are you marketing this? And she's, I'm just hoping to maybe reach out, get some feelers out,
Well, I could tell you something. You're not gonna believe this. I know a guy that does marketing. I can introduce
I don't
you to
believe
it. Hold on a second. Eric, are you available? Oh, there
Let
he
me
is.
check my schedule.
There he is. Sorry, Eric. I didn't see
Books
you there.
about OCD to children? Absolutely, I am. Yes.
I'm curious. Does anyone have the statistics on how many kids have OCD?
Oh,
Yeah, what's the target market?
Almost everybody I know has OCD.
and you know what?
Right?
Honestly, it's not just the thing about kids, Robin, is because like this woman came up and she bought it and she said, I am so happy. She said, I have OCD, but I wasn't diagnosed until I was an adult.
Yeah,
and she said, I just always thought there was something wrong with me when I was little, just because I would have these repetitive thoughts. And it's a weird compulsion. Like if I don't say, like in the book, it's something Maggie would have done. She'd always have to say things in threes, like I love you, I love you, and then she'd be getting out for school. I love you, and then it would be the third time. Well,
that must be hard when you're ordering chicken nuggets and they like, can I get a 6-piece? Can I get a 6-piece? All of a sudden you got 18 chicken nuggets.
Yes, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
Nailed it. Okay. But in the book, Otis, he's standing there with her, and the van door, I don't have a van, but it shuts before she can say, I love you one more time. And Otis is like, whoa.
Right.
Okay, what are we going to do? Ask the teacher, tell the teacher we need to make a phone call. Do all these things, but she doesn't get to. Gotcha. And then when she comes out and there's mom, Otis is standing there on the school steps like, wait a second, mom's alive? I didn't say it.
Right.
So by the end of the book.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. That's that's clever.
By the end of the book, Otis is still there.
Yeah.
But let me see here. Let me just see here.
Yeah, go to the end.
Otis is he's asleep.
Oh, cool.
He hadn't left her,
Right.
He's still part of her, but
is your daughter doing any better with the OCD as she's gotten older?
Yes.
Well, that's good.
And it's like I didn't realize this, but the counselor, when I talked with her counselor, her therapist, she said that if like say me, I developed OCD, and usually it's triggered by something like my neighbor's house burned down when I was little and I saw it happen. So she said, if you had it as a young person, your child is like 10 times more likely to have it.
Okay.
If your parent, like my dad had it, but he had it more as an adult. And she said it's 3 times more likely. And so it just, it's like my brother, he's kind of like, hey, if house burns down, it burns down. Great. Right.
Did your father's OCD manifest itself by peeing in purses on public buses?
It was a compulsion.
Wow. It was a compulsion.
The bus would wreck.
He could only urinate on buses. That sounds very, well, OCD's crazy shit.
It is. And the thing is that I know everybody sits there and thinks like monk, OCD and washing your hands and stuff. It's just, it's not like that. It's not, it's not a cleanly thing necessarily, it's just a compulsion. I got to do this. I got to do it.
Yeah. I have an uncle with OCD and he counts ceiling tiles. That's an odd manifestation, I think, right? He can't be in a room with like little squares and not count them. Also, he won't eat any wet condiments. So no ketchup, no. Yeah, I know.
He won't eat what with condiments? What he won't eat? What?
Anything that's wet, he won't put on a sandwich. So like he's a big bologna and cheese guy because he's a simple eater. He won't put mustard because it's wet. It's gonna count tiles. Hates wet things. You know what I'm gonna do? Can I order your book? I'm gonna send him an order.
I mean, I'm gonna.
He's like,
I'm gonna sign it. I'm gonna sign it with eat all the ketchup, mayo, mustard.
Yeah, you gotta go. Listen, you crazy fuck. Stop counting tiles.
A little bit of ranch with your pizza.
A little packet of ranch. Ranch is delightful. Oh my god.
Ranch is delightful.
I'd never put ranch on pizza until I got married, and then I was like,
it's very good.
Oh, it's very good.
You know what's good on pizza too is a balsamic glaze. You ever put a balsamic glaze on a pizza? You need
hot oil's good on it too.
Sounds atrocious.
Oh, dude, you're so wrong. You need some acidity to break through all that cheesiness. Telling you, balance, Jenny Winny, balance.
I know. Oh,
you can't eat healthy all the time, Jenny.
Exactly.
What?
You can eat healthy all the time.
I said you can't eat healthy all the time.
You can try, but that's why I don't cook. You know what I mean? It's like everybody's like, I love to cook, and I'm like, why? I mean, you're just gonna eat it. Don't need to eat it. Daniel and I are going to start doing a little bit of the average dude. We're going to do some field trips.
I've heard that. I saw his show or his little snippet the other day.
We talked last night, and he was like, I'd like to get us. He said, let's go in and talk to some people, like on a field trip.
You guys are you're working on your production, right? Because you introduced the pictures thing and have people react to that. Now you're going out on the road, so you're trying. You're experimenting. I like that about you.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got to keep trying. I mean, it's just like I think y'all do too.
Well,
we haven't been on the road yet.
Does this show seem like we're trying? Is that what you get? Is that what process?
What episode is this? Our 55th? How many episodes have we done now? We've done a lot of episodes.
You've done more than we have, probably.
Oh yeah. Well,
probably.
It comes across with our polishedness.
Oh, I'll say. I will say.
So listen, in the last 3 minutes before we do the hard cutoff, do you want to talk about the website? If you want to order? Yes, go ahead. Whatever you want to do. Now
this is, forget OCD.
Now it's the 3 minutes.
Yep.
Okay, this is it. This is the final thing.
The 90 seconds.
Because I know you like music. Okay.
Big music fan.
Shows an experience. Yes,
it is.
It's like a science experiment. It's just But
last minute science experiment.
Yeah,
I know you like music, and I put it on my reel last night. But Vienna hit me in a completely different way. Billy Joel. Yes.
I celebrate the man's entire catalog. He's from Long Island, where I'm at currently.
Billy Joel's great.
I was sitting there, and when I listened to it, you need to listen to it, Robin.
Honestly, I've never heard of him, but yeah, I will.
You've never heard of Billy Joel?
I've heard of the name. I just never listened to the music.
Are you on drugs?
I say this every time we bring up Billy Joel. So there's this guy, Chuck Klosterman. He used to write for Rolling Stones. People say that he sort of invented the blog style of writing. So he's a big music guy. He says that Billy Joel is the only non-cool rock star, which might be true.
That could be true. That could be true.
That's why I don't listen to him.
But he can sing like I don't know what.
He's very cool. Billy Joel's the coolest kid in town.
Yeah, he's just not. Yeah, there's no rock and roll about Billy Joel, although the music's good.
But Vienna,
Billy Joel runs Long Island.
If you listen to it, it is Robin. You need to listen to it. I sent it to my son, and I was like, "Listen to this. This hit."
You know what I would say about Billy Joel? I would say that he's not. It's not that he's the coolest. It's just that he's like a legend.
Yeah, and he got there by being not cool, or he got there and also he's not cool.
He's like an everyday man.
But why do you say he's not cool? Because he doesn't do outlandish.
No, I don't think he's not cool. I'm saying if people said he's not cool, it doesn't matter because his songs are.
Well, he's not blowing lines of ants or piss like Ozzy and Mickey Sticks. He's not flamboyant the way Prince and Bowie are. He's not super gay the way Elton John is. He has like no thing about rock. Like there's no real rock and roll about him.
He's the piano man.
He's the piano, that's right. Piano Man's a great song.
So he's like vanilla, but like really good vanilla.
The songs kind of slap. Listen to Good Night Saigon if you want an inside look at Vietnam, which he didn't serve in, which is weird, but whatever.
Look, we didn't start the fire.
We didn't start the fire. He's got a lot of
He was married from an Italian restaurant.
Yep.
About Olive Garden.
Bottle of
Yeah, now I'm gonna listen to it.
You have to.
Uptown Girl was about Christy Brinkley, right?
It's about Olive Garden.
Oh man, yes. And I was gonna say he was married to Christy Brinkley.
Oh yeah.
We Didn't Start the Fire was the first time a middle-aged man ventured into rap.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
What?
Right. Michael Stipe also was rapping.
It was rap. Yeah, We Didn't Start the Fire is essentially rap.
Everything's rhyming, right?
Yeah, that was a good point. All right, listen, we should go now before we get the hard cut off on LinkedIn. But Jenny Winny, are you going to come back for a fourth time?
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to have to recover.
Fourth time's always a charm.
How's your September looking? I'll give you the link. You can self-book.
We need to know how many feathers you have every month. We need to know. Olive Garden of Eden. That's right.
I did this on a show one day, and it caused somebody to reach out to me, and she said, "You're my people." Yes.
Okay. All right. Listen, you did great. We'll be back tomorrow, America, with a guest. We're gonna have a guest. It's gonna be great. All right. Another female guest. And these are the best shows. All right. Goodbye, America.